Golden Globe nominations are out, so let's talk about it. Every year, I pretend like I'm not going to care, and then sure enough, once nominations come out, I'm in. I think it's just the lack of award shows, and when it gets to the end of the year, I am excited to celebrate the year we had in film. Was it a great year in film? I don't know. There's still a lot of films I haven't seen yet, but I do have some opinions on these nominations. And I know a lot of people don't really take the Golden Globes seriously, and that's completely fine. The way I look at it, it's kind of like Iowa when it comes to political primaries, where the results don't always match what's going to happen at, let's say, the Academy Awards, but if nothing else, it does build momentum and bring things on your radar, as this is one of the first major award shows that will celebrate the year of 2024. So we have to start by talking about the biggest winner of the day, and that is Emilia Perez, which is still one of the most baffling films I think I've ever seen, especially considered how much apparent buzz it's getting around awards. And the funny thing is, the more I see about it when it comes to people I know who have seen it, critics I follow, film influencers online, I really have not seen that many positive things about it. So I'm just so curious, who is championing this movie that is getting this many nominations? 10 nominations for the Golden Globes is absurd. To put that in perspective, this is the second most nominated film at the Golden Globes of all time. Number one with 11 nominations is Nashville, Robert Altman's masterpiece. One of the greatest American films of all time, and now we have Emilia Perez closely following it. The rest of the films on here aren't particularly surprising if you've been keeping up with a lot of end-of-the-year lists. I am stoked to see Challengers get a lot of love in these awards because I wasn't sure how it would do being released so early in the year. But I think the one that everyone's talking about is Dune Part 2, receiving only 2 nominations. This is one of the biggest films of the year. The first one got a Best Picture nomination, and so only being nominated for 2 awards is quite shocking, especially for Denis Villeneuve, who I think a lot of people were hoping would get a Best Director nomination. And of course, it wouldn't be the Golden Globes without people acknowledging the interesting choice for musical and comedy. I don't really have any major issues. I think all of these films could, in a way, be described as such. But what I am most interested in now is seeing which of these films are going to cross over with the Best Picture nominations for the Academy Awards. If I had to take my guess right now, I would say September 5th, and unfortunately, probably Challengers won't make the cut. But who knows? It's still too early to tell, and a lot of these films haven't even been released wide yet, so it's a little difficult to tell what the overall response is going to be from the general audience. Looking over most of the categories, I think the Best Actor in Musical or Comedy was the most interesting to me because I think there is a lot of people on here that aren't going to get the love in other award shows. And I think that is something rather unique the Golden Globes can offer by dividing up the categories. It does allow for more people to be nominated, like Glenn Powell, Jesse Plemons, Hugh Grant. I mean, I don't think any of these people will be nominated for many other award shows, despite them giving rather good performances in their respective films this year. The other thing I'm excited to see is the battle of the pop stars between Selena Gomez and Ariana Grande, because it sort of feels like Ariana Grande has the momentum right now to maybe even win an Oscar, but this feels like a rather stacked list right here, despite probably Selena Gomez. And this is the category I still just do not understand. If I remember correctly, Barbie was the winner last year, so I don't know if that means Inside Out 2 is just guaranteed to win, but honestly, I think they need to give it to someone else, because if they do give it to just the highest grossing films 2 years in a row, I think that just sets the precedent that that's what the award is, and there's no intrigue to it. But if it doesn't go for the highest grossing film, then what is this award for? Does it depend on the circumstances or context that these films are being brought into? And this is another category that Dune 2 should absolutely be nominated for. But really, I think this award best summarizes what the Golden Globes are. They shouldn't be taken too seriously, and I think a lot of people take offense when their favorite films are not nominated. There is some validation I think we get when our taste in film is rewarded through awards, so I'm choosing this year to try to not take it too seriously. Whatever happens on this show says nothing about my taste in film and nothing about yours as well, but there's enough in here that I think it's going to be a fun season and really up in the air. So those are some of my thoughts on the Golden Globes nominations. Very short, very sweet, but I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think was snubbed? What do you think some of the biggest surprises are? Please comment below, and I will see you next time.